Hi everybody. Today our lesson is Math 10-8. Today we're going to be talking about multiplication with regrouping again, but we're going to add a little twist to it. You guys have gotten good at the other multiplication with regrouping, so we're going to do a little more with it. Let's look here at this problem. 224 times 3. When we multiply, we always start in our ones place. So 3 times 4 ones is 12. We're going to put our 2 down here because it's in the ones place. We're going to bring up the 1 up here, aren't we? All right, 3 times 2 tens is 6. We're going to add 1 10 to the 6 tens, and that makes 7 tens. Then we're going to go ahead and multiply this. 3 times 2 is 6. So we can multiply and regroup in some places and not others. We can do that in the same problem. Now I want you to take a look at this problem because you guys can multiply with regrouping, but sometimes it's not the ones place that needs to be regrouped. We can also regroup the tens place. Look at this one for example. Start in your ones. 3 times 3 ones, well that's 9. No regrouping needed there, correct? Let's go to the next column. 3 times 7 tens. What's 3 times 7? 21. So I'm going to put my 1 here and I'm going to bring my 2 up here. Yes, I am. Yep. We're going to put it up here because it's the next column. Doesn't always have to be just the first column. You can have some columns that have regrouping and some that don't. So start here now. 3 times 2 is 600s. Add 200 more. 600 plus 200, that's 800s, right? So we're going to put an 8 here because it's in our hundreds place. 819. You can regroup in different parts. I want you to look at your work page, 132. Make sure you have that out. I would love if you would write your name on top of that 132 in the workbook. Okay, the example in the gray box says 5 times 135. I can estimate quickly in my head. 135 rounds to 100. 5 times 100 is 500. So that way I know about what my answer should be. So now let's look here at the gray box problem. 135 times 5. I need to keep aware. You need to keep aware of which columns you are in, where the numbers go, and you need to have them straight up and down. Just like when you're adding and subtracting, you need to keep everything in straight columns. Otherwise, it gets very messy and very confusing. So we're going to start in the ones place. 5 times 5 ones is 25. I'm going to put my 5 here because that's in my ones place. I'm going to put my 2 here. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2. What's 15 plus 2? 17. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I am going to regroup it again. You can regroup more than once. All right. So then we have 5 times 1 is 5, but we add these numbers. You got to remember, these are the numbers we add to the product. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 675. Let's look at the examples here. We're going to try some together. Number 1 is 238 times 3. Where do I start, third grade? In the ones place. 3 times 8. What's the answer? 24. I put the 4 here and the 2 up here. It reads this direction, 24. Now I'm going to go on to my next column. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. I'm going to put the 1 here, and I'm going to bring the 1 up here. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 714. Do you see how that works? We're regrouping twice. Look down in the middle. You get to do a 4-digit number and regroup from there, but remember, it's the same. Let's try number 16. 2,273 times 3. 4 digits there to multiply, but you can do it. Start in our ones. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. I put the 1 here and I bring the 2 here. It's backwards of how you say it, but when you go this way, it works. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. No regrouping this time. 3 times 2 is 6. You can choose to put the comma or not when it's thousands. That's what our book says. I like putting the comma for just regular thousands as well as bigger numbers, but it is up to you. I want you to complete this page. Look at number 26, problem solving. I need a multiplication sentence. And you're going to have to think through this one too. There's a clue in there that tells you what to multiply by. It only gives you one number, but when you read it and think through it, it tells you what you have to multiply the number by. So make sure you're doing that. Once you finish this page, I want you to take it and the other worksheets from this week, put them in your folder to return. The optional page, the one that mom and dad can decide to have you do, if you are working on that, I would love to see it so I can take a look at what you're doing. Have fun multiplying. I'll see you next time.